What's happening, everyone? I hope you're well. Look who I am joined by. It is the one and only Don Robbie. Robbie, thank you so much for coming on. It's an honour to have you on the channel.
No, great to be on here, man.
And your setup, mate, I love it here. What a studio you have got.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
We're naturally here to talk about the Chelsea versus Arsenal game, the impending fixture taking place at the Emirates. History has taught us that this game could be fairly favourable to you. But what's going on? No, but because, like, do you know what we were just having a chat before? And do you know what I was saying when I was saying everything I can see suggests that Chelsea should win the game. Yeah. The first 11 at Arsenal, Chelsea should win the game. The managers in the dugout, Chelsea should win the game. But the institution of Arsenal over the years, and it's a lot of years. Like, we could talk Silvinho, we could talk Winterburn, we could talk Kanu, we could talk Aaron Ramsey, or we could talk Aubameyang. You know what I mean? Like, history has taught us that Arsenal always have a chance in this fixture. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, listen, I'm very worried about the fixture because Arsenal got off to a terrible start against Brentford. There's been so much negativity because of that performance, really. And we didn't have a great pre-season. And it's just been a lot of fairly negative vibes around Arsenal. And then you then look at Chelsea, it's kind of been the opposite. Everything's been positive, you know.
Super Cup in the bag.
Super Cup in the bag. You won the Champions League, of course. And, you know, great start to the season, great victory. Fans super excited. You brought in Romelu Lukaku now. So everything you look at, everything points towards a pretty easy Chelsea win. However, like you said, for some reason, I just look on it and I say to myself, every time we play Chelsea, including last year, when everybody thinks no chance, you lot got no chance.
That was meant to be the sacking of Arteta. Yeah. That game was meant to be Lampard beats Arteta to get Arteta the sack. Yeah. Didn't go like that.
Turned it around, you know, I mean, I remember Emile Smith-Rowe.
It was a coming-of-age game for him, wasn't it?
Brilliant in that game. You know, I remember when we played you in the FA Cup final, everybody's like, nah, no chance. Chelsea are going to win that. We turned you over in that. So I think that's one of the things that even the players and even certain fans that I've been speaking to, it's almost like when you speak to a fan, they're like, we're going to get smashed. However...
Yeah. There's always that.
Against Chelsea, we always crying out. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So that will be maybe even be in the back of the mind of the Chelsea players as well. I was a little bit annoyed the other day when we played, and I know it was for a fantastic cause, the Mind series, but I was annoyed with that fixture because I'm like, why are we playing Chelsea when we're going to have to play them again at the Emirates? Even if we played them, we should have played them away. We shouldn't have played them because they've had a chance now to kind of get used to the surroundings a little bit, you know. And so,
the familiarity that the Chelsea players have around the Emirates now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, from playing in that game, I didn't think we should have done that. But it all points to Chelsea. But I feel that there's something else is going to happen in that game. I just got a funny feeling that.
I know what you mean. I'm fairly confident, but I do know exactly what you mean. Well, you were at the Brentford game, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there.
If I were to ask you, I know it's like the $1 million question, but if I were to say to you what went wrong, do you feel like there's something that you can easily rectify going into the Chelsea game, or is it more endemic than that?
We could play a lot better than that, surely. I mean, one of the things about the game was so passive, and we were playing out from the back, and it was so slow, and it's almost like we didn't know what hit us. And I was shocked by that because I knew what was coming. I mean, I was down at Brentford earlier that week. We was doing some previews. You know, I was chatting to like Marcus Gale and that. You could tell all their fans, they were all up for it. I mean, first game, it was the perfect storm for them, wasn't it? First game.
Friday night.
First game of the season, in their new stadium with their fans. First game in the Premier League for how many years? They were all pumped for it. I didn't think we were. And then, you know, we just played very poorly in the game. But, you know, we already had injuries to Thomas Partey. We had injuries to Gabriel. You know, we were missing a lot of really key players in that team. And I think even Chelsea, if they were missing, even with your squad, if you're missing key players like that, you're going to suffer a bit. Although I'm still not using that as an excuse because it was the performance that was bad. But, you know, there were a bit of mitigation. You know, Gabriel Martinelli came in. That was his first game since coming back after the Olympics. Yeah. He hadn't even played a minute of pre-season.
Thrown him in the deep end there, isn't it?
Yeah. He hardly even trained. Balogun, that was his first start for Arsenal in the Premier League. You know, there was just, you know, Saka had only played 30 minutes of pre-season. So there was mitigating circumstances. but the performance was terrible, shocking.
Yeah,
and
shoddy.
one of the things I'm going to be looking for in that game against Chelsea is a performance. I want to see a performance from those players. I want to see them be braver on the ball. I don't want to see this little passive, slow movement. I want to see those players step up because they can't be as bad as what they played against Brentford again, surely. I mean, if we play like that against you guys, it's going to
be a cricket score, couldn't it?
It'd be terrible. Yeah.
It could be really bad. Across the summer, I think the general consensus about Arsenal is that you're not spending the money that you should. But when you actually look at it,
you spent money.
You spent money this summer.
Spent the most money.
You spent a lot of money. Are you happy?
No, Rory, we spent the most money of any Premier League team so far.
Yeah.
In the transfer window, we spent £129 million.
That's a lot, isn't it?
£50 million on Ben White. We bought Sambi Lokonga, 17 million. Odegaard, 30 million. £24 million now on Aaron Ramsdale. We spent a lot of money. The problem is
also young. Do you think this is a strategy? Are they kind of bored and finished with the experiment of signing the David Luiz, the Williams? And now they're going to go young, project, build, and see how we go.
That's definitely the direction they're going in. It's just, it's mishmash, isn't it? It's the fact that they should have started doing that from the last season and the season before. They didn't, and the transfer policy has been all over the place. It does look now that what they've done this season has been sensible. There's sensible signings. There's signings of players that even if they don't work out, they'll be of some value. That's another problem that Arsenal have got, is that got loads of players that we all know they need to go. Even they need to go.
Yeah.
They know themselves they need to go, but no one wants them.
Yes,
no
and
one wants them because they're sitting on fat contracts because they were put on ridiculously big deals, and they weren't that good. And then now they're older players, and there's some teams that want them, but they're like not on that money.
Yeah.
So I think the strategy and everything that we're doing is right. However, we're still missing something. I think that Arsenal fans have been so down in the dumps over the past couple of years, finishing 8th twice, that I think they need a signing to excite them as well.
Yeah, like a statement, a marquee signing.
Like you guys have got Lukaku in, so like all your fans are like,
raises the tide. Grealish at City raises the tide.
Whereas what we've done sensible signings, which is the right thing to do. But at the moment, as well as the sensible signings, we could do one little marquee.
Yeah, the way you did Ozil, the way when Ozil landed, everyone went, right, this is it.
When, for instance, I see us getting linked to Lautaro Martinez, I'm thinking, that's... Yeah. If we'd have had him, along with all the rest of the signings we got, I'd be like, fantastic window. Yeah. But because they're just all sort of, like I said, sensible signings.
But you see, that's good, right? So you've got the sensible signings. The marquee player may come or may not, but still you've got these sensible signings. And signing young players, clearly it's part of a strategy for the long term. Does that mean that Arteta is the right man? Because there's no point in having all this, putting all the foundations in if the person leading the charge is out of his depth or not the correct person.
Rory, this is it for Mikel Arteta as far as I'm concerned. This season is it. If he doesn't deliver, he's gone.
Define deliver.
For me, he has... Right, so if I was in charge, it would be minimum top 6. Minimum. And I don't even like talking about top 6 because a club like Arsenal should be battling out for the top 4 every year. But I'm being realistic right now. If you look at you guys, Manchester United, Manchester City and Liverpool, they're miles ahead of us at this moment in time, right? So I'd be saying to him, minimum top 6. So you've got to get us back into Europe, at least in the Europa League. And I want to see you challenging as well. Like, when I say minimum top 6, you don't just scrape into that. You're in and amongst it all season. Yeah. You're beating the big boys. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're taking
flirting
points
with the top 4 rather than flirting with the bottom.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You got to show me something. And I want to see, possibly win one of those trophies as well. Maybe win me an FA Cup or a League Cup or do something in one of those trophies as well, because it's one game a week now. We're not in Europe.
Yes.
So for me, minimum, you've got to be challenging on everything you're in. You've got to be in there. You've got to be in that conversation, because one of the things that annoys me right now is that when people talk about the top 4, Arsenal's not even nobody mentions you're not in the conversation. That's not good enough for a club of Arsenal.
It's always Leicester above you.
This is a huge club, right? And I'm sorry, people will say, oh yeah, but you've got to be realistic and that, but this is what it comes with when you're in these type of jobs. We got to bounce back, and we got to bounce back fast. So you guys, one time you finished 10th.
Yeah,
not so long ago.
We did, but that was sandwiched by that 10th place finish was sandwiched by 2 leagues.
True.
So
yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah,
but it was about bouncing back after that because it was a shock to the system.
Totally.
It needs to be a shock to our system as well, and that we bounce back. But I'm saying with him, this is it. He's finished 8th twice.
Yeah, it's not good enough, is it? Not for Arsenal.
We got into the Europa League when we got to that Europa League final. When we got into the Europa League that season, that was only because we beat you guys in the FA Cup, not our league position. Yeah. That's not good enough.
And this isn't it for Arsenal. Like, this is the thing with, like, when I was a kid, I grew up in an Arsenal area. I grew up in Kilburn, and the Arsenal that I defined was a club that would demand excellence at every level. From the top down, it was excellence. It was David Dean and everything that went below that, demanding of excellence. This isn't it.
No.
But this season could be the one where
100%, and it's, the biggest problem with Arsenal is the ownership of the club, right? The ownership of the club over the years have settled for mediocrity. They've just been happy with getting into the top 4, getting that money in, running at a profit. That's fine. They're just investors. Like, they looked on Arsenal like they just invested in any other property. Yeah. They're property investors at the end of the day.
Yeah, they're pulling money. It's venture capitalists, isn't it? It's Kroenke pulling money out of the club.
Exactly. Whereas your guy's all about winning, right? And when you're all about winning from the top, it filters all the way down. And to get back to the top, we need to have a winning mentality in that team. We don't want to hear about finishing 8th. We don't want to hear about being plucky and all them things. You've got to be about winning. Totally. And that's what Arsenal used to be about, and that's where we need to get back to. And we're going through a rough time at the moment, but I do believe we can get back to where we need to do. But is Arteta that guy to get us back? We're going to find out this season.
This year.
I don't think he'll last.
Do you not?
I don't think he'll last if he doesn't,
Yeah, need some performances now. Starting Sunday, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, Sunday is a perfect time. I mean, everything's negative around Arsenal after pre-season and after that, result against Brentford. But listen, beat Chelsea. The
one
mood
result
changes
everything, absolutely.
But then lose to Chelsea, and then we've got Man City away next week.
Yeah.
I mean,
you end up taking 0 points in a month, don't you, or something like that potentially, and then it really is.
0 points for your first 3 games.
Yeah,
is unheard of at Arsenal.
Tell me, what is your score prediction going into this game?
I think I'm going for a draw. I think it's going to be 2-2. I know that probably Lukaku will play, and I'm very worried about that. But it's his first game. A little bit of nerves might come into it for him as well. First time back for him. A little bit of nerves might come in for him. He's a great player, great signing.
Are you going for a draw?
I'm going for a draw. I'm going 2-2.
There we go. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Chelsea.
2-0.
But Robbie,
I think Smith Rowe's going to turn up again, like what he did last time.
Do you think?
Yeah. I think Smith Rowe, and I think Pepe's going to have a good game as well.
Yeah, you're relying on that. I think,
yeah.
Because I think if you don't turn up, if those players that you've just
we don't turn up, we get smashed.
Yeah. It goes wrong. It goes wrong.
It'd be terrible.
But no, hopefully that's exactly what happens.
Hopefully you don't turn up. You lot don't turn up, maybe.
Robbie, no, I believe we will. But Robbie, I must say thank you so much for coming on. It's an honour to welcome you onto the channel. Please make sure that you subscribe to the Don Robbie channel. I've never known a channel, I must say, launch the way yours did. It rocketed to 100k. I've never seen anything
thanks,
like
man.
And it's totally well deserved. So make sure that you check Robbie's channel out. The link to it is in the description below. Let me know your score predictions. Please click subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon. Cheers.